and told me that she had bought this property, she was wanting the water turned on. And I told her, I was happy somebody bought that house because I've always liked it. I didn't like seeing it empty, but I told her she needed to call City Hall to have the water account set up and have everything turned on. And I told her I wasn't turning it on unless somebody was there, because whenever we shut it off, it was whenever we had a cold snap a couple years ago and the pipes broke. So I wanted to make sure somebody was there to make sure the leak was taken care of. And told her, to call me. She said she had a plumber coming, and I never heard another word from her. And Tanya just so happened to look on our beacon system, and it's the beginning of May, they turned it on, and we're using the water. And Tanya, we didn't realize it until the beginning of June, I think it was June 6th, that I went down there, shut it off, and put a lock on it. So they were illegally getting water without having a water account set up. It's actually an ordinance violation for getting in that meter pit and turning it on.
State statute too.
Yes.
Service.
Yeah.
And she
So-
said the plumber did, she blamed it on the plumber.
Well, that's the thing. If the plumber turned it on, they were in there using water, so she knew it was on. But she had never, she did not call City Hall until last week. But she still hasn't called to give her information to set up a water account.
As long as the water thing is locked.
It's got a padlock on it.
She pays the lien.
So she'll have to pay the past due bill, the lien amount, and now the new bill for the water usage for wherever it's turned on, and
I'm with you
a
on
fine for turning it on.
that. That's between her and the bill of sales.
If she wants water, she can pay all the balances, and then she can fight that out with the title company. Because that technically is the title search insurance should cover that if there was something missed. That's not our responsibility.
Yeah, she doesn't think she should have to pay it.
What's the fine for her? I'm turning it on.
I thought it was 25, but Tanya said she thought it was 100, so I don't know for sure. We'd have to.
Ordinance that says we can fine from $0 up to 500. So
Yeah.
really, what you guys would vote on?
That's a question, would you rather pay the ordinance fine, or would you rather have them charge the theft of service? I'm sure that's gonna cost a lot more.
Health and safety.
You guys may have talked about this again at the council meeting. I would say that the building on the corner. Have we talked? Has anything else happened with that, or?
He's still working on the bid. I got pictures yesterday. It's gone, but he's still working on the bid, so I haven't, yesterday was the last time I talked to him.
So, if we heard more about the house, then maybe we'll talk about it.
That's pretty quiet.
That's one breaking.
Yeah.
Everybody keeps talking to me about the health and safety of it, and I keep telling everybody that we don't own it, so there's nothing that we can do about it.
Don't get on the problem.
Well, somebody needs to be contacted, and I'll say, who? County's not gonna do anything about it. Who are we supposed to contact? Is the city supposed to pay to have it exterminated?
I can't go on the property.
Not our property. I talked to the health department
Can't
too.
touch it.
The most they do
And I
to
keep telling them
condemn
that,
it,
they keep coming back with the
they'll
same
throw a
thing.
paper on it that says warning, and that's the most they can do to condemn it. Nobody lives in there. I talked to those guys months ago about it.
So it goes out and it becomes our property, we can't do anything with it. So
I called the county multiple times. I talked to
they won't do it.
county health, he was gonna come over and look at
He's
it and
leaving.
inspect it.
Bill's leaving. In July, he's gone. So I don't know if they have anybody
As
new
much I agree,
coming or
it's
not.
a
First
health
August, we'll give somebody else a call.
Say, we try it again.
Yeah, he's leaving.
Now, there was a house over at Taylorville that was the same way, and the county stepped in, dug a ditch around it and burned it down, did what they're supposed to do. But obviously, they're not the one that come to any small town and do anything.
There's an issue of there's the whole issue with the county doesn't, they don't wanna step on city municipal, there's a jurisdiction issue with it. With some of the small towns who say, no, once you come in here, I don't want you. Well, I think we're gonna have to, so we get the county health. We'll call him and be like, okay, here's what we've done so far, what do you wanna do or what can we do?
Have we heard anything about that enabled iron pole? That's the one brought up.
No. He's pretty hard guy to. I'm still trying it. I give a person every time I say, well, he's not available. But I'm keeping after him. So.
Anybody have anything else for health and safety?
On the ditch over, that would be Long Rochelle. Has anyone contacted those people? I know the one guy was in a nursing home, but it's the whole area, pretty much, that means, what's their responsibility?
Yes, it is, and nobody cut it and nothing like that.
Where?
They did cut that little patch.
I think Donna Old Valley,
Oh,
right there. where that
oh, yeah,
portion
Donna
used to
went down there,
grown
she
up or
trimmed
whatever.
that one area.
Yeah.
But the rest of the ditch, like, do those homeowners know?
Now see it, like midways, look like they've taken care of it. You come back up to like Third Street, and it's
Which-
growing.
Which Mr. Garner, or Graydon, when he lived there, Mr. Graydon, when he lived there, he took care of it, he was a nursing.
Yes.
But do the other people, like, the one in the rental,
Yes, I think Matt Britton,
is he aware that they're supposed to be?
I told
I
Matt,
think he would.
he should,
He had that.
yeah, he's got, he lives right next
Yeah,
to
and
it.
that's
that
really
I
nice.
live. And it's kept clean. I mean, it's
Yes,
it
it
looks
is.
good.
Yes, flowers are
But when-
beautiful.
Third Street on down, it's not, it's noticeable.
There's two rentals. Well, they may not know
Corner probably doesn't know.
that they're supposed to.
Might need to just call the realtor and just say, hey, can you get a hold of whoever's mowing for
I know she finally cut that one area.
that ditch is supposed to be part of it.
Can't fix everything in one week.
No,
Month.
but it's pretty tall.
Yeah, we
And
can start making a
that's-
list though.
But
You know.
when we don't, if it continues to not be mowed, whenever we have a flood, we're gonna have, whenever it rains really bad, whenever, then it's gonna be an issue. We've gotta keep that clean.
Should maybe letters be sent to those property owners and just let them know, cause I don't know who owns, like the one house, or the lot where just the garage is, I don't know who owns that, or.
Well, I think
And then there's another rental
Jane
house.
Bracken owns that.
Yeah, she owns the garage.
No,
now.
on the
On the other
west side.
Where,
Barns,
Oh, okay.
between Rickman's house and Sharon,
Yeah,
Danny Davidson,
yeah.
yeah, Barnes.
it's just not where Mr. Braden does,
Yeah.
it's all up and down.
So,
Anything else on health and safety?
Hey, what was decided on that though?
I think it's been lettered
Send
up.
a letter out.
Okay, just making sure that it's.
Yeah.
Well, they build one and nothing gets done.
Well, we wanna get out of here eventually, don't we?
Still gotta get things done.
Yeah.
All right, administrative items.
the only thing I have, it's only been 2 weeks since 4th of July. We need to think about next year, 4th of July. It's gonna be 250th. So we kinda want a bigger bang. Anybody have any ideals? Something we could do, raise a little bit more money, maybe we could have a bigger fireworks. Be food stands or something big.
When we did this,
Close enough.
I- we did a day where we had cake for everyone, and I think it was ham and beans. If it wasn't, was it ham and beans? Where the whole community could come and have. We,
Big community picnic.
yeah, we had it uptown here on the square. It was during the Assumption Fest.
Yes.
Same, and that may have been when we did the fireworks.
The
The-
same-
when
the
they got
same
mad.
night, Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that might be something too.
it can be outside of the Assumption Fest, and just think
Oh,
of the 4th of
absolutely.
July party.
You have to
Yeah,
do it outside.
absolutely.
You can do yours.
Just do a big 4th of July community picnic.
Gotta do something like the week we did, have blow up and
And Peanut did it too.
You do it at
Food
football
truck.
field.
we gotta
Or-
get money for it.
Yeah,
We're
things cost money,
paying.
yeah.
So we're
I think-
running one of our.
Sloan Express.
But I don't think the city can do fundraisers. You have to have
It has to be
somebody
donated.
else do
We can
them.
find some outside people.
Yeah.
Yeah, we-
Remember, we're already using a rainy day CD to pay for just the base fireworks as it is.
So we can't send out, the city of Assumption can't send out letterheads to businesses saying, hey,
We have
No.
to have individuals.
Like ACPA.
Yeah, like
Maybe
it
someone,
is.
maybe someone. can-
Or anybody community can say, hey, I wanna take this on and do this.
Watch.
Right, but I mean, anybody can do it.
Just not us.
Anybody that would be willing to go around and ask
That's
for
what a lot of
donation.
fireworks
Sure,
shows.
these are the hot dogs.
Not like
Painted
this.
it.
Yeah, paint it, yeah, they all do
Paint a
it.
fireman one. Fundraiser.
Ham and beans for luck.
Civic organization,
yeah.
usually
Like-
civic organization.
Like you guys do with the donors.
And I think if the fire department started it off, I think a lot of the other clubs would jump on board. I think the KC would jump on board, I think the DFW would jump on board, and once you get those clubs start
I
to
think
work
you could
together
get-
without us,
Yeah.
I think that they can pretty much fund it themselves, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah,
It's something to think about.
something to get started on.
Yes.
we don't wanna wait until a month before the
No,
fireworks.
no, we don't. It's gonna take all this time to work something up.
Another thing we need to do that night maybe
When
is
do we
talk
order the
to,
fireworks?
Oh, the guy calls me for 11 and I send him a letter. Month before,
Month-
3 weeks
month
before.
3 days before.
Now, they're pretty early.
Yeah.
Yeah,
One
you
night.
gotta order something pretty early.
I was thinking like, it's September, October, that we had the dollar amount for this year. That we budgeted.
How much were the fireworks?
9,200. I think it's 9,000.
And then-
9,200, yeah.
Yeah, and then they don't know what the tariffs, the price is gonna be for next year, so.
I'll be making a living.
when we do this.
Probably better.
Actually, we got a list of places.
Be louder, I know that.
All right, is that all we have on that one?
No,
Kim?
I have something to add on what you're talking about that. Someone might wanna reach out to, Joyce Thornburg and Christy Hayes. They created a presentation that they showed that year of the city, like a slideshow presentation. That might be something that could go on to during the fireworks. You know, set up the community. That I know they
Because
made
I think
something.
ACPA has a, big projector thing that you can watch.
I
They
just
used
know-
to do movies before the fireworks, then they would do
Yeah,
meetings in the
football
park
field,
in the summer right before school started.
They had I just know that they had a slide presentation that they ran the whole time, like one night at the Assumption Fest.
I
It was
think
very
they
nice.
rented theirs for roses.
Yeah,
Actually,
so.
own one. Did they own one?
I think
They
they-
add stuff to it too. Some new places that are-
They bought one before. That hasn't went on for a long time, has it? The movies in the park?
No.
No.
I haven't heard anything about them.
Fire department.
We do
It
something
wasn't
for
the fire
Halloween.
Casey
you know,
Williams
for something.
Foundation
Casey
did them for a while.
Foundation. But they did one time in coordination with the fireworks.
Mhm.
I have one other thing. You guys mentioned about CTI and not sure which company cut the full concrete. Is there, okay, since they put new cable in, is that, it's just for CTI, not the other cable companies or what? Because
It's just CPI.
okay, because like there's, I believe it's New Wave. Aren't they supposed to bury the cable?
There is an orange cable laying about everywhere.
Yeah.
I have no idea who's.
Those are Consolidated's lines. When Petersburg was going down an alley, they would put in a temporary line, Consolidated would, and they were supposed to come back, bury them, hook everything up, and you cannot get them to answer to say that they're coming to take care of them, to bury them. It's Consolidated's been kind of stubborn on this, with their lines in the sewer project.
Yes, they probably do.
That's what I told them one day, that I was gonna cut it, cause there's one all the way along the length of back of the
Just
park.
cut them all and I'll come fix them.
Well, yeah, there's one on Illinois Street I saw.
They're everywhere. There's one draped up in a tree that they put up there.
And by the highway too, isn't it? Okay. Okay. And then I just know someone else is, they're like not, they brought it to my attention because they're not going there because it's kind of difficult for them, they're older and like, they don't wanna break the cable. Like weed eating and.
Run over.
They're about every alley.
That probably needs to, someone probably needs to call them.
Well, like 3 houses per year. Trees. You know,
And then-
dying.
Their cable boxes are all
CGI
open
killed
and,
them.
yep.
They burrowed a hole underneath. If you look on the other side, they put a box. So they took that machine, went right through 4 trees. They're dying. So I contacted with one of them guys last week. And I'm supposed to be hearing from Top Dog at the end. But they're gonna replace them trees. One way or other.
Speaking of trees, I think I'm assuming everybody got a card that the trees and power lines.
Yes, they was doing that down, by her house this morning.
Done on all.
No. Other items that may come before the board.
I was just thinking on Dave's situation here, I'm not sure the levels of technology that's in the water program. Does he have access to see his, so he would know anyway? In other words, he can look, if he downloaded it, he could.
On that
see-
Ion Water?
He could see what his
He'd
house
be
is
able to
out, and
see-
the renter could see it too.
Well, he'd be able to see the usage, but he wouldn't be able to see like bill wise, like how much.
So he doesn't see the bill lines, because if you own it, you can see the dollar amount, no?
Bill amounts aren't on there.
Yeah, there's no bill amounts on that Ion Water thing.
But you have to
And
be
why not?
kind of cautious with privacy.
That's an app that's gotten it. I mean, we don't.
I mean, he owns the place,
Right,
Right,
but it's in her name. The bill is in her name.
but it also circles back to
Right.
being responsible again.
right,
Yeah.
because
See,
you
it's
know,
kind of, that's a mess, that
Yeah.
deal is.
Yeah.
It really is, but that's what I was saying, I don't know if there's maybe an easier way.
needs something.
Because the privacy thing comes into play too, if you're telling them that that's due and you don't know, you're doing the same thing.
If there's no amount on there, it's just your usage.
That shows the daily amounts, usage.
You guys can shut the water.
There's no bill.
Well,
We may need to up
Then your,
rental.
then your house might go down.
I'll be positive.
No water running, you know.
No,
No, he's just wanting, he's wanting to know before it gets that high ever again. That might be something, people that rent may need to even actually up their deposits.
Well, not only that, but let us know how we know. who's renting what and that.
That was my question. You almost have to have a database to know what properties are.
and you can ask them when they call them.
I think Tanya is knowledgeable in that. They
That
know,
water's
already,
just in her name, it's not in his name.
but she knows, but when they set it up, they know, because we used to have a rental.
Yeah, I mean, we knew that that was Dave's property
Yeah.
whenever she called to set up the water account. I mean,
I don't
but that's
think
just
we-
from
we
us
should
knowing
actually-
and knowing Dave forever, you know. but-
Alright,
Just one thing that you'll have to ask them, that's how you get.
Right, that is too, whenever they
And
set the water up, just ask them, are you
And I think
owning
you should
rental?
let them know that,
Well,
hey,
whenever they set up the water account, they have to say if they're renting or if
that's
they're owning.
already on the phone.
Because if they're renting, then they have to pay the
it's
deposit.
on the form if they're renting,
Yeah.
so
There you
maybe we need the ordinance to be at least $500 if it's a rental. Because every time we've had high bills, it's usually the rental that aren't being paid.
You could also flag, somehow there's gotta be a late notice or something flagged, if it's a, if you send out a late bill notice or anything, if it's a rental property, just kick that bill to the rent to the landlord as well.
how often do we send out late notices? Do we wait several months before we send them out, or
They're
is it?
supposed to be sent out, like, the bills are due the 10th, and by the 25th, she's supposed to have late notices in there.
On our, Jean, would you happen to know on our, when we typically shut off water, is it typically rental?
No.
No, it's not. I didn't know if that was like a certain population that was
Yeah,
common.
no.
That's good to hear.
I heard her appetite.
Alright, if there's nothing else, motion to approve the adjourn the meeting.